Hi, my name's Mike Berry. I'm the Director of Curriculum and Technology for the Montpelier-Roxbury Public Schools, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Title I. This is our annual presentation of Title I parent information. I'll go through the slides, point out some key facts, but always know you can reach out to me anytime if you have any questions or ideas. We also have a link at the end of this presentation to a survey that's always live, where people can give feedback, and it lets us know when people have filled that out. So lots of different ways. This isn't the only interaction you need to have around this. If you want more information, just reach out. So that's who I am. Why are we here? Each year, we're required as a school receiving Title I funds to go through information about Title I for parents and families in the community, outlining how our schools participate, what are some of the requirements, what are your rights as a parent, and we'll also talk about some of the systems that interact with Title I funding through the federal government. So what is a Title I school? The purpose of this title is to provide all children significant opportunity to receive a fair, equitable, and high-quality education and to close the educational achievement gaps. So Title I funding is about access to education and supporting students in their academic achievement is basically how we're doing it right now. This is how money gets to us. So it starts, this is a new slide, and I think it's kind of interesting. Congress passes federal budget appropriating specific dollar amounts for each federal education program. The U.S. Department of Education divides the appropriations based on statute, formulas, sends funding to SEAs to pass along to LEAs. So that's to our Vermont Agency of Education and then on to us. The SEA reserves a small portion of the administration, other set-asides, then distributes the rest of the funds to the schools, and the schools use the funds to meet the district and school needs. So in our case, we use most of our Title I investments towards personnel in the form of academic interventionists. So this year's a little bit different. In the past, the schools that we had qualified for Title I funding were Roxbury Village School, Main Street Middle School, and Montpelier High School. With the consolidation of Roxbury Village School this year, Union Elementary qualifies for Title I funding for the first time in a long time. So all three of our schools are receiving Title I funds at different proportions. So with Main Street and Montpelier High School, those funds are going toward staffing, so the academic interventionists in those buildings. Union Elementary, because of something called supplanting, where we can't pay for something that has been traditionally paid out of local funds with federal funds, they are receiving research-based materials to support the interventionists and the intervention team in providing high-quality intervention supports in mathematics and literacy. So we also have a continuous improvement plan, and there's a link to our current continuous improvement plan. This is where, as a school and a district, we identify our priorities around how we are moving forward with students' academic achievement, social emotional health, sense of belonging, attendance, and engagement. All of those things are encapsulated in the CIP. Right now, our CIP is made for a 2-year span, and then it'll be reevaluated and updated. Or if along the way we meet certain benchmarks or want to change our goal or add to our goal, we can do that as well as a district. And that impacts Title I spending in a way that we make sure that our Title I funds are working towards those goals identified in the CIP. So the requirements under Title I are that we use research-based instructional, safe and supportive and learning environments that enable students to develop into lifelong learners, that we use SEBL curriculum and strategies to reinforce positive student behaviors, that we communicate with parents and families, that we allow reasonable access to staff, that we work on communication with families specifically, that we create partnerships with students and families in Montpelier-Roxbury Public Schools, and that we host an annual Title I meeting. During COVID, we went to this virtual format and we've kind of stuck with it. We've received good feedback that this is a very accessible way for families to engage with the information on Title I. But as I said before, if you ever want to meet or chat or have a phone call, just let me know. I'm super happy to do that, and we can dig in deeper into all things Title I. So what are your rights under Title I? Parents have a right to be provided with information on their child's level of achievement and academic growth, be provided with information on the qualifications of their child's teacher, request information about their teachers, their students' participation in assessments, request opportunities for regular meetings to make suggestions and participate as appropriate in decisions about their child's education, ongoing meaningful two-way communication between parents and teachers, which is a big goal in our district in general, and be involved in the development of certain policies and decisions and how Title I funds are used. We do that through a lot of different avenues. One is working with the school board. Two is the survey at the end of this, where we take feedback about Title I investments, but we also frequently connect with families through the intervention systems and gather feedback on how we can improve that along the way. So that's been really helpful. This is a list of policies and procedures that we have in MRPS about Title I. They all link to the web pages where you can review these policies, and let me know if there's any questions about any of those. And that's it. That's a brief and fast swath through Title I funds for Montpelier Roxbury Public Schools. There's the link to the survey where you can add details, ideas, questions, and I'll get notified of those. But again, if you ever need to talk or have questions or ideas about Title I, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm super happy to talk about it and dig in with you. Thank you for listening.